begin, but it feel like I'm dead. I don't understand how you could feel this way. I don't wanna move, so now I'm in my head, and I'm not sure if I'll see another day. Won't be long before I'm leaving it. I don't want you near. Don't you call, try to be sincere, but it was too severe. My eyes are colorized, they keep staring in the mirror while I'm not. My eyes are colorized, they keep staring in the mirror.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to West Wild World. If it's not welcome back, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified when I upload. But talking about uploads, I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna be trying to upload every Monday, Thursday and Sunday from now on between 7 and 8 South African time. I'll put it, I think it's +2 EST. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to stick to an upload schedule so you guys know when I upload and you can see it more frequently instead of just sporadically uploading. But I have a bit of cleaning to do today. I'm gonna start with my European horn nose adder by Pere Amadotes. Quite a what happened with this one is that she, I believe it's a she actually broke her tooth while striking at a rat, and that caused an abscess to form. So I've been treating her for that. Swelling's gone down, she's doing everything perfectly fine, but I just want to clean out her enclosure. So I'm just opening this up real quick. I've just put it in this little hide here. I've taken out all the substrate and the decorations just so I can keep more of an eye on her. She's a lot more lively now. You can see how beautiful she is. This is Europe's most deadly viper. Obviously Europe doesn't have a lot of snakes, but you guys can see there how active she is compared to what she was. She had an abscess on the front right side of her face. You probably can't even see it anymore. She a little bit. So I might need to neck her just to watch it, but it looks like it's healing up all good. Just need to see it properly. But yeah, I want to clean out her enclosure, and yeah, no, it's all good. It's just a little bit of swelling. So I'm going to clean out her mouth, clean out the enclosure, and I'll get back to you guys now. I've cleaned up the enclosure, gave it some more water, but I just want to take it out real quick and look closer at its mouth. I just want to check, because if it does start to swell up again, I am going to have to, sorry, I'm just concentrating. I'm going to have to get it on a course of antibiotics, but I don't necessarily want to do that. You can see I'm trying to, or her trying to get at me, but I don't necessarily want to do that, because obviously with all medications that have a benefit, there's also a drawback to it. So some snakes don't react well to antibiotics at all. It can actually kill your snakes if you overdose them, and even if you don't overdose them and do it correctly, it can still have very severe drawbacks. So in here is just a little bit of F10, which is safe to use on reptiles. Look at those fangs walking. So there isn't any swelling still. I just want to sanitize the area where it was. There was a big abscess right underneath the lip over there. What I think that happened was actually when it struck, it broke its tooth, and that tooth got a bit lodged in there and caused a bit of an infection. So yeah, I got the abscess out, and I've been trying to clean it with F10 to avoid an infection, but it does look all good. Check how fast they are. But yeah, I think it was just her mouth that was a bit skew. It wasn't actually swelling, so I'm just going to let it go. And obviously with necking, you're restraining an animal behind the head, so they're obviously not going to act too favorable towards you. They're obviously going to act defensive because they think you are there to harm them. But you can see as soon as she gets out of the neck, she is quite calm. It's a beautiful, beautiful animal, and I would hate to lose her just over a stupid little abscess. So I'm going to keep looking and checking if she's alright. If the swelling does come back, I'm going to have to start on a course of antibiotics. But yeah, I'm going to get her back into her enclosure and move on to the next snake. didn't really treat it, but I just wanted to check on the horn nose adder. I am going to move on to cleaning my little baby green mamba, my eastern green mamba, that is eating fine. First green mamba that actually eats fine for me, baby green mamba. Most of the time I have absolutely terrible luck with mambas, but this guy is very, very cute. Look at those colors of them. Absolutely gorgeous animal. Obviously at this size, and even the bigger size, their metabolism is very, very fast, so they need to eat a lot and very often. So I'm going to offer him some food today, which he might not take after handling, but these guys are usually renowned for being less temperamental than that of the blacks, but as babies obviously they have a lot of, sorry, just gonna concentrate, they have a lot of natural predators, so they will have to be very squirmy and very fast and very sort of defensive to actually survive in the wild. But absolutely beautiful snake, just a bit squirmy and fast. But I'm going to get it straight into the bin. Yep. And clean out its enclosure. I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Also just put the green mamba back, and I fed it, will be in a separate video, but 8 down, it's in here. But I need to check on the house snakes, and the Cape Coral has shed, so I'm just going to get them down real quick. I have to rearrange my snake room again, so hopefully stuff will be a little bit better in the coming days. Actually getting a lot of snakes in, some very nice snakes, some pairs, and actually one of the top 10 most venomous snakes in the world, which is actually pretty exciting. But yeah, I just want to check on the house snakes. This is a big mommy. This is a female house snake, probably one of the biggest house snakes that I've ever seen, and you can see how thick she is at the bottom. She might be gravid because we have, I think, 2 females and 2 males in here to produce some babies, so you can see how big she is. They usually don't get to this size, and there's the other 2 in there. These are the normal morphs. I think she might be recessive for albino, and this one here is an albino house snake. Also quite a big one, but this is a male. So, but they're awesome starter pets. They're in the Colubridae family, similar to that of the rat snakes. Very not temperamental, even the wild caught ones. Obviously these are captive bred, but they also almost never refuse food. They're very easy to care for, and obviously local to South Africa. They're absolutely insane animals, but you can see how her scales are spread apart at her lower third. So we're hopefully expecting some eggs from her, which will be pretty exciting. Going to be my first time incubating and hopefully hatching some eggs. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with that. But I need to clean out their enclosure, and I'll get back to you guys soon. So I just deep cleaned their enclosure. If you put a little bit of greenery, put more stuff in there. Need to put water in there still, but let's get these guys out. Highly venomous, dangerous snakes. I'll show you the other 3 besides the mommy. I'll show you what the mommy looks like again, just a lot more in depth. Okay, so these 2 here are the normal ones that you would just find around in South Africa. Normal morphs, just the normal colors that they would usually find, and this one over here is a morph that you can find in the wild, but it's obviously very unlikely. It's an albino. Obviously albinos is albino people, so you know, they just won't survive very long in the wild, because obviously they stick out a hell of a lot more than the brown does. They can't really camouflage with many things. But I'm just going to get them into a new place. New smells, new sights, a bit of enrichment for them, but then you can see how much bigger she is and how the scales are separated on like her lower third of her body. That's quite a good sign of that she is gravid, which is just pregnant for snakes or reptiles. Just don't want these guys to escape. It would be quite bad. But yeah, You can see the size difference of her. She's an absolute monster of a house snake. Gorgeous temperament as well as actually looking gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful snakes. They're really underrated snakes. Obviously I focus more on venomous, but I mean I love the non-venomous as well. But I'm just gonna let her go straight into her little house and let the albino not jump out. I'm gonna fill up the water and I'll get back to you when I clean up the next snake. As you can see by my fabulous attire, I'm going to be dealing with some spitters real quick. Just need a African Snake Bite Institute. Just need a hook real quick because I want to check on these guys in here. Oh, this glass is always fabulous. And I also want to change out their hide because they seem to want to always stay. Oh, there he is. He's the one that I actually wanted to check on. This is a banded rinkhouse, and he is a bit of an asshole, but he is gorgeous at the same time. Calms down very much, but he loves to spit. But he is absolutely insane. His coloration is gorgeous, and that hood is absolutely just magnificent. But yeah, what I wanted to do was change them out, change the hide boxes out, because they seem to spend all their time in there. I don't think the heat effectively gets through there. There is another one that's actually sitting in that hide box, but yeah, I don't get to see their condition, and to stress them out always to open up this box in and out is just a bit of a mission. So yeah, I'm gonna change the hides around. Hello, calm down. But yeah, these are spitting cobras, but they're actually not in the true cobra family. As you can see, when they spit, they have to lunge forward like that because they actually don't have the 90-degree fangs of a true spitting cobra. So they have to lunge forward like that to actually project their venom. But I'm not going to spend so much time with them. I don't want to expose myself to too much venom. But these guys are absolutely gorgeous. I actually think this one is in shed at the moment. But yeah, you can see he's a bit hissy. But I'm going to get him into the bin. Hello, calm down. Then I'm going to get the black rinkhouse. That rinkhouse is a banded. They are the same species. Hello, coming up this way. Come on. These guys are the same species. They're just different localities. Don't try and bite my leg. Even though you didn't try and bite. But this guy is just as gorgeous as the other one. They are very touchy snakes. They have keeled scales as well, which also separates them from the true cobra family. They're also live bearing, so that means that their young develops fully inside of them and they pop out ready to go instead of the incubation period. But this guy is absolutely gorgeous as well. They're doing well, doing good, but yeah, just want to change around their hides and clean up their enclosure real quick. So cleaned up their thing, put a new hide in there, and I also cleaned up their glass, as you can see. Put a new water bowl, put a new hide, so hopefully they enjoy it. Assholes, but let's get them out. Hey, you banded bastard, stop spitting at me. Check it. They both stand up. Yes, yes. Love it. Love getting sprayed at. So the reason that I don't particularly want to get sprayed at is that you can develop a hypersensitivity to their venom, and that is very, very bad. It can actually put you into anaphylaxis if they bite you, and it can actually mess with your breathing if you're in a room with spitting cobras. So some people will go the complete opposite way and get a bit more immune to their venom the more that they're exposed to it, but you sort of just don't want to risk it. It's not worth the risk to sort of have that potential. That's why most people actually don't keep spitting cobras. It's because they're afraid of the hypersensitivity, but I'm a bit of an idiot, so I don't really mind. But hopefully it enjoys its new house and doesn't come out at me. I'm gonna get the black one out real quick. Please don't fall. But you can see the vast difference between the two of them. This again, it's just different localities. They aren't, and I think he might go. No, he won't. you not want to go into your house. But yeah, you can see the vast difference in color between this one and the other one. They aren't different species, they are just different localities. So obviously where they are found, this color sort of blends in more to their terrain than the banded variation. But they're absolutely gorgeous animals. But you can see how much calmer this one is compared to the other one. And yeah, he seems to enjoy handling a bit more than the other one. Just lift him up and place him. And that's why I think it's important to sort of learn how to handle in different ways. I mean, I use the tongs, I use my hands, I use hooks, I use anything available to me to sort of handle the best I can. But nice, I'm going to move on to the next snake real quick. I saw a bit of swelling on top of the snake's head, that's why starting from here instead of taking it out of its plastic bin. But I looked at it, it's hard, so I'm going to have to either just keep on looking at it, lance it if it gets a bit worse, or get a syringe and try and see what it is. It doesn't feel like pus, and it doesn't feel like those parasitic worms that the snakes get underneath their scales. So I think it is just a growth above its eye. But yeah, I'm going to take it out a bit now, just talk about it. Probably going to be a bit pissed off with me because I necked it. Please don't spray at me. Hello. But yeah, as I was trying to say, that this is one of the most calm Mozambique spitting cobras there probably ever has been. He hardly ever spits, very rarely hoods up, and yeah, most of the time he is quite calm. But yeah, what I was trying to speak about with this guy is that they were making a name for themselves, they still are, as one of the more feared snakes in South Africa. Even though it's called the Mozambique spitter, these guys are found in South Africa. But what has been happening is that this snake has been going into people's homes while they sleep and actually biting them in their beds, which sort of goes against every sort of thing that we know about snake bites. Most of snake bites are when you provoke the snake and cause a bite to happen. A statistic that was shared with me was like 97% of snake bites actually are caused from, well, when you actually mess with the snake. 3% are just completely random. And obviously this guy is making up for those 3% because there is no reason that we know of that the snake will just come into your house and actually bite you while you're asleep. There are a bit of theories, but yeah, herpetologists don't really have the answer for it right now. But a bite from these guys are actually really terrible. They have a mixture of cytotoxic and neurotoxic venom. There was a famous case that happened with, I think, a 5-year-old girl that got bit on the face while she was sleeping in her bed. She managed to survive, obviously, with scarring because cytotoxic destroys cell tissue and stuff like that. So yeah, but I think this snake sort of shows that these guys aren't monsters. There must be a reason for a bite. You can see how calm it is. It is very warm, and I did neck it, so it is a bit more flighty than it usually is. But you can see it's not spraying at me, it's not trying to come back at me, it's not trying to bite me. And I think that's really important to show people, even though these guys do have quite a bad reputation. You can see how calm a snake can actually be when handled, even when being messed with, because I am messing with the snake right now. Obviously for a reason, not just for fun. Beautiful animal, and yeah, they just deserve our respect. And yeah, I think the media is portraying them as quite a horrible snake because of what's been happening recently, and I don't think that's true at all. But yeah, I'm just going to get it back into its enclosure, and I'll see you guys in the next snake, well, when I get to the next snake, if he gives my hook back. Is a Limpopo locality puff adder. They're called the landmine of South Africa. I've just taken her out because she went to the bathroom, and she is also quite temperamental when it comes to handling. That's why I have the gloves on. I just want to socialize her a bit to get her a bit used to handling, because I don't want her to be so stressed out every single time I get her in and out of her enclosure for basic maintenance. I like to do this with most of my snakes. Obviously with the more temperamental ones that I don't really know their personality, I like to have these hex armor gloves on just for that last sort of line of protection if I do fuck up and the snake does strike at me. It is very difficult to read adders' behaviors because they usually don't give any warning sign before they strike out, and their strikes are lightning quick. So if you don't read them properly and you mess up, it is quite a bit of an issue. But as you can see, she does calm down quite a lot when she's out of her enclosure. But I do want to be very, very careful because they can sort of get you into a false sense of security, lull you into a false sense of security, and take a mean tag out of you. It's a bite that you do not want to get there. Their venom is potently cytotoxic with a component of hemotoxic in it. So it will eat away at your flesh and destroy your red blood cells. Sorry, fumbling my words a bit. But they're absolutely gorgeous animals. Also get quite a bad reputation from the media because of the amount of bites that actually happen from the snake. But you can see she's a bit defensive now. I'm going to move my finger because I don't want to bite from her, even with the gloves. But you can see that she is quite calm. I mean, obviously snakes don't want to be handled, they don't want to be messed with. But if done correctly in an appropriate manner that shows them that they aren't in any danger, they actually do calm down quite a bit. They sort of realize that you aren't a threat to them. But I'm going to put it back so I don't mess up that narrative. Have her actually strike at me. But I'm going to get her straight in there and move, well, clean up her enclosure. What's cool about this puff adder is that you can actually see that the chevrons on her back actually look like smiley faces. It's a very, very odd coloration for a puff adder. Well, not coloration, markings for a puff adder, which are actually really sick. I really like it on this girl. But I'm going to clean up and I'll get right back to you guys when I'm done. So the puff adder took a nice steamy, stinky shit right in that center pillar, so I had to get my nails and everything in there. It's like you know when you step in mud and it goes in between your toes, that like nice warm, it's disgusting. But I'm gonna take it out real quick and handle her just a little bit, sorry, just to get her used to me handling, because as you can see she's already a bit defensive, curling up into the S position there, and I don't want her to be deathly afraid of me every single time I take her out of the enclosure. What I usually see with most of my animals is that having them in your hands actually gives them a lot more, it makes them a lot more comfortable. It gives them a lot more surface area to actually move their body around. Obviously with hooks, the double hook actually does help with spreading their body weight over, especially with these fat bodied or small bodied, fucking Christ. The short bodied fat adders really do need their body weight spread out to make them feel a bit more comfortable. Obviously snakes are basically just a spine with ribs, that's their whole body, so they have delicate like anatomy, so you have to be really gentle with them. Even though snakes are quite robust, it's better to be as gentle as possible. And I've seen with most of my snakes, when they are in my hands, they do calm down a lot more than when I use a hook for them. I'm just trying to learn this puff adder's personality. That's why I'm using the Hexarmor gloves right now for sort of a last line of defense against this puff adder, because it is a bit temperamental and I really don't want to take a bite. I usually only free handle with snakes that I know their personality with and I have worked with them for a bit. You can see that she is a bit defensive now, so I just have to be quite careful. I just want her to calm down and not see me as a threat. There we go. So handling like this is all about reading the animal's body language, reading how the animal's reacting to your touch, and obviously anticipating what their next move is. Obviously the more you work with the animal, the more that you can anticipate, because obviously if you just solely rely on your reaction time, you're going to come up second best with these type of animals. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And again, I'll be posting more regularly every sort of, I think I said Monday, Thursday and Sunday from now on. And I'll see you guys there.